Live stream.
Can I get a oh yeah?
Can I get a tea?
Okay, we are live. We are live. Perfect.
We are live with a oh yeah.
My dog's still dead.
Alright, well, hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Fall as They May, episode 22, and we have Emily
22!
with Emily this time, you guys. Woo! Round of applause for Emily.
Hi, Emily.
Yes, it is I. Hildy.
Alright, so I guess let's go ahead and get into it. So last
Looks garbage. Okay, sorry.
Oh god, the title. Alright, so last we left off, the favored few had just finished their departure from the camp of a subgroup of the Daywalkers, getting a mission to find some hidden entrances or secret ways to get into the city, into the town of Nightshan that was currently under the Grey Reaper Brotherhood's control. For their assistance in this task, the Daywalkers promised the favored few a total of 55,000 gold pieces. They made their way over, having a little bit of a stir in the night as they were assailed by this darkened mist with red lightning cracking through it. However, the favored few managed to thwart it off and make their way into the city of Nightshan. They spoke with a fishmonger who sold them some of the local fish called chromatora. And Aster, upon trying to find some lodging for the party, came across one of the more predominant Rome members, one of the special forces that he had seen before in the city square, and opted to go back, return to the party, and inform them as to what he had found. Sprinkles, upon hearing this information, took it upon herself to grab Nakax, and along with her locate object, made her way towards where she was feeling the pull of this part of this piece of the artifact, coming across this man again, who she tried to have conversation with, but unfortunately, negotiations didn't go the way she was seeing, and combat ensued. The man managed to do quite a bit of damage to the party before he was able to duck behind some marketing carts and get away via a dimension door spell. The party now just coming off of that combat, most of them beaten. Bosco falling in combat but resurrected through Ezreal's artifact that she has. The favored few kind of taking a breath.
Clarification:
yes,
it wasn't Sprinkle's idea that negotiations broke down. It was Nakax that said that he wanted to have him taken down, and Sprinkles.
I didn't say it was her fault. I just said negotiations didn't go the way she was seeing that she wanted.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. Same thing with him.
Yeah.
Right.
So favored few, as you just finished coming off of this combat, most of you incredibly injured. You can see that you've drawn quite a bit of a crowd. There are a bunch of faces of different folk that are currently coming around, whispering to each other as they start talking about these new people who just walked in and assaulted an individual. You can see that some members of the Rome organization are currently kind of staying a bit back towards the crowd, but are definitely watching you with quite a bit of intrigue.
I am still in the alleyway, hidden from sight for the moment.
Yeah.
Right, Ian?
Yeah. At which point Sprinkles actually runs around the cart, seeing the guy's gone. She starts kind of messing around with it, looking underneath, checking everything. You just hear her kind of throw her trident to the ground and yell, "Damn it! Oh, of course he got away. They always get away." She'll go ahead and pick up her trident and walk back over.
Very quickly, I'm going to go ahead and turn to Ezreal. I'm going to lean out in on you. Just lead me out to the alleyway. Just trust me. And I will attempt to fake being absolutely hurt. And attempt to have Ezreal carry through with what I want.
Okay.
I just kind of, put an arm around him, kind of lead him over to where he's looking to go.
So as you guys go ahead and make your way out of the alleyway, you can see that a few of the eyes kind of glance over as you're exiting.
Where'd he go? That thief! Where'd he go?
Go ahead and make a deception check. I'll say with advantage because Ezreal's helping you with this performance.
Thank you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh! Starting the night off strong. So as you're kind of calling out to the crowd, asking around, you see some of the people. Oh, Emily! Oh no, Emily died.
I clicked the button.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you see some people. Oh dear. You see some people kind of look over at you, and as they hear you calling out that something's been stolen from you, a few of them kind of whisper to each other, and like there's a general sense of concern that comes over. You see some of the Rome members kind of look at each other, though you can't see their faces. They're giving each other very confused, cursory glances before they eventually break off from the crowd and start making their way back into the city, back into the town proper. And you can see that one of the people running the carts kind of look over and say, I'm sorry, there was some flash of something, and he's not here. What did he take from you?
It was the blue sapphire that I was working on. Me and my party, we were working on trying to understand its mechanics. We were missing something, and he stole it. He took it from us before he could figure out what was going on.
You see a few people actually.
Them and the rest of these bird-masked bastards.
He was so close.
A few people kind of approach you, and you can hear them. Some of them come to you. Do you need anything? Or we may have some medical kits if you're injured.
What I want is to find out who this individual is. I want a name. I want to have a face, and I want to see justice happen here.
As you're saying this, you will hear a very loud voice go, all right, break it up, everybody!" And you'll hear a series of clapping as you watch as this very well-armored drow individual, currently wearing a set of visors over his eyes, comes out. His hair is very nicely braided down on his back, almost reaching far beyond his lower back. And you can see he has these different scars that run across his hands, and you can see a few of them that seem very deep across his cheek, as he just yells out and says, "All right, everybody part! Go back to what you were doing!" And you can see a lot of the people kind of look at him with a sense of fear and acceptance as they start to break away from you.
I don't suppose I recognize this guy, do I?
You don't recognize this guy.
Can I look behind the cart to see? Did Sprinkles draw any blood from the Rome organization member at all, or no?
Now that go ahead and make me an investigation check.
Yeah. 1 second, as soon as my sheet decides to load. Sheet. Hello. Is not popping up for whatever reason.
Alright.
Give me a second.
While he does do that, I'm gonna go ahead and address this.
Damn it! I did see David, but now I see Neutron.
He actually approaches you fully, and you can see that there's
fine.
just this scowl across his face, almost like he's pissed off that you guys have drawn such a crowd. He'll say, all right, what happened here? Why are you pulling all these people away from their duties?"
Well, pulling people away, sir. I have been properly mugged. I have had my items stolen from me. This bird-masked villain has decided to go ahead and assault me, and without the other members of my party there to try to keep me alive, he decided I would not be here to actually go ahead and tell you that these, and I'll point to whatever Rome members are.
Yeah, you can see a few of them are kind of completely broken off, but you can still see them cursory with a glance.
These masked individuals, these liars, these cheats, there is something that they have done that is wrong, and there must be recompense. There must be some way of being able to find out who this individual is, who is ultimately responsible, and getting what is mine back to me.
You can see he kind of looks at you for a moment before you see a smile creep across his face before he just starts laughing.
And what's so funny?
Oh, that's adorable. You come to Nightshan not having enough strength to defend your property. That's absolutely precious.
Yeah.
Put your pity to someone who will listen to it. And he'll go ahead and he'll start. He kind of just starts walking away from you.
Hey! Get back here!
He will look back and he goes, "Oh, and I suppose you're going to make me, sweetheart."
I can certainly try.
He'll just continue walking off.
17, by the way.
17. So as you go ahead and you kind of begin rummaging through, sadly you don't see anything in the way of blood, but as you kind of think back to that time that you'd seen this individual before, you recall that he didn't really bleed when he took any damage, but he seemed to, once he'd gotten to a point that he'd be nearly dead, he was almost evaporated into shadow.
Like no piece of clothing that he dropped.
He didn't leave it. Like he hadn't left anything behind the last time that you encountered him.
Damn it.
But you guys stand along the now. You guys are fairly close to the coast. It's maybe another block or two away from it. But you see most of the crowd has parted. You see a few people kind of watch as this armored individual walks around a corner and kind of shudder for a moment. A few of them give you some sympathetic glances before they make their way back.
I am going to go ahead and continue this act as the moment he passes the corner I go, yeah, there's justice. There's someone that does their job. There's someone that absolutely is able to go ahead and make sure that this place is safe. Safe from these bastards. And safe from these individuals that are a cancer to these people here.
You notice that nobody is listening to you anymore.
Can Hildy walk up to some of the people who look sympathetically towards us and ask, like, we're passing through, who was, like, try to figure out who that individual
go ahead
was.
And go ahead and roll me persuasion.
Persuasion. Click.
Okay. So you go ahead and approach what appears to be an adult human, female, and next to her is this small, maybe 7 or 8 year old child that's kind of closely hugging onto her leg, and she just has a cloak around the child as she's almost trying to hide her. But as you approach, she'll say, "I don't suppose you're from around here. That was General Devil, Deval."
General Devil?
Deval.
General Satan
Deval.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cruella DeVille.
Cruella DeVille. If
His
she doesn't
first name
scare you,
is-
if she doesn't scare you, nothing will.
His first name is Satine.
How long has he been in charge?
He's been in charge of the town for about a year or so now. As you've seen, he's not very caring about most of us.
I can see.
Yes. But she will tell you his full name is Lymeas, Lymeas, Lymeas Deval.
Lums.
Lymeas. Lymeas Deval.
Perfect. Thank you. I think I squat down and then I'll use I'll use Druidcraft on the ground to make a pretty pink flower grow and hand it to the small child.
So you see the child kind of instinctually get closer as you go ahead and approach her with the flower. She'll kind of with a shaky hand take it and pull it close, still watching you quite suspiciously.
Thank you for all of your help. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. She'll further kind of pull the cloak around the child before making her way back into the town.
Here. Got it. Oh, so that guy apparently is no good news. He's been around a while, though.
Yeah.
General Deval.
There's something off about him.
He seems rather tense.
The only reason he's off is because he's working with these bird cult.
Well,
Listen, I'm just glad we're not in jail right now.
that was really something, Macax. I wouldn't have ever thought of that.
I needed to find some way to buy some time. I knew for a fact that if anyone decided to suspect that we're not welcome here, then we'd be in danger.
Oh, for sure.
Unfortunately, that's only bought time before our bird-masked friends decide to try to see if they can't corner us in some hidden shadowed hiding spot and end us. So let's go ahead and see if we can't just make this as fast as possible.
As you guys are off talking here, Aster, while you're kind of taking some time and investigating the area around, you hear Sprinkles she'll lean down next to you and she'll say, Aster, could you do me a quick favor, please?
What do you want?
Could you possibly let the group know that Sprinkles has a little bit of an errand to run? I think she needs to return back to Karana and get that special shield. That way, Sprinkles will be the ultimate hero. Which, by the way, you hear her voice just getting louder and louder and louder as she's saying this. So, to the point that you guys are all able to just look over and see her talking about this. Look, Sprinkles is the only one that doesn't really have anything in the way of super high defenses or super high offense. And honestly, Oberly kind of failed me there. I don't know if you saw that. I called down lightning and he just went pachoo and fired it back at Sprinkles. So, Sprinkles is going to take a week. She's going to go back to Calrin, or to Karana. She's grab her shield and she's going to be right back, okay?
Are you sure you can make it back by yourself?
Oh, obviously. See that right there? And she points off and you can see the blue ocean. She says, that's my home turf, buddy. So what I'm going to do is, instead of using the stupid land and walking like a stupid person, I'm going to swim back to the city. That way, less chance of Sprinkles getting hurt. Yeah, Sprinkles.
You sure you're not gonna be eaten by any sharks?
Oh, I've got
Like
this.
that.
And she'll hold up her trident of fish command. She says, anything tries to hurt Sprinkles, Sprinkles just look at them and go, no, you're a big smelly head. You listen to Sprinkles now.
Very quick question. Is Corona in the direction that she's thinking of, in the direction of the water?
Karana, it would take her a little bit, maybe another day or so. And because you guys don't have a boat, like, it's going to take her about the same time to swim there as it would be to walk there. But she'd probably have to make another day's travel on land before she makes it back.
Yeah, so she's just taking a roundabout.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fish are a lot smarter than you think. Just be careful.
Oh, don't worry, darlings. I'll be back lickety split. And if I can't find you, Ezreal, granddaughter, you just message Sprinkles. You tell me where you went, and I'll come running.
Of course. Just please be careful.
Oh, don't you worry, darlings. Sprinkles is out of here. And she will, like, run the last 2 blocks. You guys can actually see her running. Some people kind of watch her as she runs back. She goes, alley-oop! And completely unceremoniously just swan dives into the water.
Give a 10 on form. That was flawless.
Alright.
God, I hope she's safe.
Right. So for the rest of you, what would you like to do?
Well, Sprinkles was the only one that had at least a clue as to pinging where this artifact is. And I'm guessing Ezreal doesn't have that kind of spell prepared, does she?
What was she using?
Locate object.
I might have that one prepared. Give me a hot sec.
Locate object. I do not.
Locate objecto.
Locate objecto.
No, I don't. Rip. I have less. I picked lesser restoration instead.
Locate objection.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Locate objection.
So
I have
right now
locate
we're-
creature.
I have that too. It's called eyes.
And as you guys are having this, you'll see Sprinkles. You'll see Sprinkles almost like a dolphin is just jumping in and out of the water, and she's going, "Bye, gang, don't die." Sprinkles is awesome.
Oh, that's right, because she's a water genasi, she's doing that. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes more sense.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she's doing it because she's Sprinkles.
And you'll actually watch as she keeps doing this, eventually you'll just hear a loud scream go, "Oh, there's a shark!" And as she comes back up, as she splooshes down, comes back up, you'll see the shark jump with her. Sprinkles saved the shark!
Okay, so
Bad feeling.
we're left with two options here. Either we go on a blind goose chase, see if we can't find this guy and try to rip the artifact out of his grasp, which would be near impossible, since he's probably in some safe guarded location, probably surrounded by more of his goons. Or we do the other option, and we do what was assigned to us. I tried to be as careful as possible saying that, going,
Make a stealth check.
yep, that's not gonna...
You got this.
Okay, 20, not bad.
Alright,
It's shit all over.
you feel like you're fairly unheard.
Fucking cat.
So,
Said
at the very least, if we're gonna do this, take this party up in half. Try to split around town. If anyone asks, we're trying to find this guy, and we're trying to find this blue sapphire that was taken from me. We have an alibi here. If anyone tries to do anything weird, we have our
Oh, hey,
options.
look, it's Rick.
Oh, hey, it's Rick. It's Rick's
But as we actually go ahead and walk, we'll see if we can't find any weak spots in this town.
So where are you guys walking to?
Well, I would think there needs to be a discussion about how we're splitting the party in half, though.
Are you sure it's
Probably.
such a good idea to split us up?
Split the party.
Yep. After this just happened, Rick, we're splitting the party.
So all the mages go one way.
Yep. Yep.
All the
Got
squishy
it?
goes one way. All the muscle goes the other.
Perfect.
So
That's not what I'm thinking. No, I need
That's
some
4
I need
people
some
on
light
one
backup,
side.
because other people need their own backup.
I just need a heal.
Oh yeah. So Locke, Goo, you're going to be leaders of your own individual teams. So pick who you want.
Why are we splitting the party?
We want to try
Because
to
we need to-
team.
We need to do what we were assigned to do when we came to Nightshan. Remember? About finding weak spots within the town, helping the other.
Are we actually gonna be able to stay in this town after what happened?
No clue.
Smooth it over. We should be fine for now.
We have
But there's
at
no
least a
telling
little bit
how
of
long we can
time, and
stay
a little
here.
bit of confusion that we can borrow from. But we're not going to be able to be here for a few days. For now, we can actually go ahead and use the rest of our day here. Go ahead and get what we can. And then if we can stay overnight and do so safely, maybe we can. But not while these bird fuckers are still hanging around. Now they have eyes on us, and we need to be careful of that. So, again, Goo, Block, make your choices. Who do you want?
Block, you can go first.
I'll take whoever.
You're
Someone's
not very
gonna-
helpful.
Somebody just hop. Somebody just
Alright.
hop on my side and we're going.
Well, if you need a healer, Ezreal,
I'll have-
yeah.
Aster's gonna take the initiative and walk towards Villa.
Alright.
No one's gonna make a choice. I might as well.
Block said he wants a healer. Ezreal, you can go with him.
With Valok.
Yeah, but Ezreal. Ezreal and Akax, come with me. sure you want to be next to each other anyways.
You guys also
Yeah.
notice that this whole time, as you've been talking, Bosco has kind of wormed his way a bit over, almost like a cat, like a hanging cat, onto Goo's neck.
Yes.
But you can see that he's actually
Yeah.
he's actually like tucking his head into your shoulder, almost like pushing it and trying to hide his face.
It's okay, buddy. It was just a bad dream.
All right.
No, it wasn't.
All right.
You lied to me.
So I guess it's Goo.
Lied to me.
So it's gonna be Goo.
You're a
me,
head invitation, Bosco.
Balak, Aster, and Hildy. You're gonna be team number 2.
So team 1 and team 2. Is that right?
Yeah.
Guilty. Can you send?
The wild one hasn't taught me that one yet.
If we have to figure this out, if anything goes wrong, we have to be able to contact each other.
Right. I'm sure you'll hear me scream really loud. I don't think it could be that big.
I certainly hope so. If anything goes wrong on our end, I'll send you a message and you can relate it to the others, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
All right. We're already close by the water. Goo, me, and Esriel, we can try to maybe keep an eye on the harbor, see if we can't locate anything. Try to make it seem like we're trying to see if this guy has hidden at least close by to try to fool us. You guys try to take as close to the other side of town as possible. Just do a circle around the border, if at all possible. So we good with this plan, or any
I'm good
objections?
with anything.
All right. Eyes open. Good luck, favorite few.
Alrighty. So you guys will begin making your way around, seeing if you can't find anything. Let's go ahead and have both parties give me an investigation check, please.
As with advantage, or
I'm gonna say because this is over a period of time, I'm gonna say go ahead and each of you give me an investigation check.
Okay.
And also, how long are you guys taking to look around?
What, say 4 hours?
Yeah, 4 hours. It would be
3 to 4 hours?
Yeah, it would be just enough to make it seem like it's clear that we're trying to do the job that the people that are meant to actually take care of this town to investigate are supposed to do.
Okay.
So 4 hours will be absolutely fine.
Alrighty. So you guys kind of take some time looking around the upper areas. You're not really finding too much in the way of weak points. Part of the thing that's making this difficult to kind of discern weak point from structure is just how run down the town seems. The various stalls and buildings that you pass by are all seeming to have some level of wear and tear, some disarray to them. And it begins to get to the point that you start to realize just how difficult this of an undertaking this is going to be. For the better part of the 4 hours, you guys continuing to make your way through, at least here on the surface, I'll say Ezreal, Goo, and Aster, you kind of begin to see a few more of those armored individuals that are making their way through. Each of them adorned in the grays and reds of the Brotherhood that are speaking to different guards, quote-unquote, that are on patrol. However, what becomes immediately clear to you is just how distant these people seem from the people that they're guarding. And as a matter of fact, Aster, as you're making your way through, you watch as another individual, this very lanky individual, gets pulled into an alleyway by someone you can't really see. You hear what sounds like the sounds of scuffling, and you watch as one of the guards runs over, and as you look in, You'll see him kind of watch them for a minute, almost expectantly. You'll see the lanky individual will pull out 3 gold and toss it to the guy, while the one on top of him reaches in, pulls out 6 gold, gives it to the guy, and you see the guard just start kicking the lanky guy on the ground.
Survival of the fittest.
Yeah, based on what you say, it almost seems like they were trying to
buy
the help of the guards. However, unfortunately, as the 4 hours comes to a close, you guys don't really find anything in the way of structural points, at least on the surface of the city, that could be utilized.
I'm just so surprised.
And why is that?
This place seems so run down. How is it that they haven't gotten through yet? Something isn't adding up.
I don't know. Maybe there's a sewer system?
It's gotta be it.
Place underground? Cave entrance? I don't know.
I think they would have found that.
So as the 4 hours comes to a close, you guys reconvene at, I'm assuming, the same area you guys were when you drew the crowd.
Yeah.
Alright. So you guys reconvene.
Ooh, I drew a crowd?
Well, the party drew a crowd from the scuffle.
Ah.
Well,
Yeah, they don't like big people.
those sides of bird masks.
Oh, you will have seen just walking through, if you were looking for that too, you will see that there are quite a number of Rome members that have taken residence here in the town. However, none of them are the individual that you had just gotten into a fight with.
Do any of them seem to take notice to us?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
Can
I joined in on that because I...
Yeah, we all
go
joined
ahead.
in
Go
on
ahead.
that?
Everybody go ahead and make a perception check, whoever would like to.
Fuck.
1, 2,
15's not bad.
Shout out to my +9.
Here comes the great block rolls.
Yeah. So Goo, Hildy, Nakax as well. You'll see that some people seem to kind of be giving you glances as you pass by. None of them seem to instinctively say, "Oh, we have to go after these guys" or anything. But definitely, it's more you guys are the new faces in town, and it's more drawing attention through that.
Okay.
So none of the specific bird mask people.
No, you see them adorned in that same clothing that when you guys had assaulted the library. However, none of them seem to be taking any particular interest in you, just more curious interest.
Okay.
While we were scavenging around, did we see an inn or a place that we could stay?
Yeah.
I already have the inn.
Yeah, David already has it.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
great.
Yeah, so
Or Aster.
Aster will let you know that the inn that he found was called the Crack Tankard.
Uh-huh.
Well,
However, as you guys are making your way around, you see a few more locations. Aster, Valak, and Hildy. You guys will see 2 more shops, at least the things that are major shops, as you make your way across. You will see what appears to be almost like a cabin of sorts, set up near the docks, that still has that bit of ramshackle in its design. You can see there's actually moss growing on one side of the cabin, seeming to just be from years and years of prolonged time next to the water. A lot of the wood is very soaked and wet, and the building seems to be giving in some places, almost as if it's going to topple over. However, you will see a sign that says the Shifting Lodge. However, in your you'll see a few people kind of making their way in and out, seem to purchase general goods as they make their way in and leave. The second place that you guys see is actually the docks itself. There are a few vessels that come to and from, all of them painted in these similar grays and reds. of the Brotherhood, and you can see the colors that fly on the masts seem to resemble it's very hard to tell, almost like a lion's head of some kind. However, it is cracked in some places. You can see the jaw is actually completely dislocated at one point. The eyes, at least where the eyes would be, one of them kind of sags down across the cheek, and what would serve as the mane, the glorious mane around, almost looks like it has hair falling out in some places, seeming to be part of the design. The docks themselves are made of a very darkened oak that give off this very musty smell as you pass by them. And you will actually see a sign across some of the docks that say the Gasping Docks. For the rest of you, Nakax, Gu, and Ezreal, as you guys are making your way through, Ezreal and Nakax, something very, very interesting to you here is as you pass across one of the buildings, it appears to be this very almost sound structure for what could pass for a sound structure in these parts. There are different portcullises that hold up a roof, however some are buckling in areas. And the entryway, as someone pushes it open, you can see on the inside there are bookshelves and books on the inside. And as you guys get a closer look, you can see a small engraving, a placard almost, across the front of the door, on the across the frame of the door, that says "The Lost Hold."
Alex, look! Look! Look!
Yeah. I see that.
The second place you guys come across is a bit closer to the outskirts, away from the water. It's this very darkly painted exterior, very deep blues and gray and blacks that make up the exterior, with several overhangs that stretch out almost into the street, kind of imposing almost. There are various tables set up. Some people are drinking and eating at them currently. And you can see that there is a sign that extends outward and hangs down that says "The Shaded Mast."
So it's just a blue building, nothing.
It's from what you can tell, it appears to almost be a cafe of sorts. Just from the fact that there are people sitting on the outside that are actually being served food. However, the people serving them are still these very rugged, very gruff-looking individuals who kind of seem to pay them as much mind as the general paid you before they just kind of toss the food on the table with drink, although the people don't seem to mind.
Okay. Interesting. So those are the two other locations.
Yeah.
That are...
And making your guys' way around the town in about 4 hours, you guys cover basically each area. As you broke off into two sections, you guys basically cover the entirety of your areas in 4 hours.
That was the point. Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Right. We do kind of gather back up.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to say, just real quick before we all get back together, I'd like to speak with Gu for a second.
Cool.
Thank you for trying to protect me from Block earlier.
I mean, I seeing people just do whatever they want without consequence, it's horrible.
Yeah, I know what that's like. Still,
I just wish I could actually do something.
Well, the fact is that you tried, and that's more than I could say for a lot of people. Your heart was in the right place.
I mean, if more people's hearts were in the right place, we wouldn't be in this.
That's for certain.
I'm just glad Bosco's not dead.
Of course. Me too. If he ever comes into any trouble again, just give me a call, alright? I'll probably be within 10 feet of you, anyway.
Hopefully.
All right. So you guys will reconvene back to your area. Back into your area. Eventually, you'll exchange the information that you guys had found.
And find nothing.
I don't get it. Why would they say that there is this need to find such weak points in the first place if really there's open area everywhere?
That's what I was saying.
There's nothing
Well-
here that could be considered tactical.
Yeah.
That's not entirely true.
It is a port town.
That's true.
Not
that's-
that.
Oh God, Emily.
So what? All their power is in the water and not on the land? That doesn't make sense either.
But coming in
No,
here, you'd
it-
expect it to
I-
be. You go ahead.
No, they have. It's not that the whole area is tactically set up. Rome only cares about protecting themselves. You've seen how they've been treating the citizens here.
But what do you mean?
Uh,
What LD was saying.
No, they're not using the citizens for any means to an end. They're using them as a barrier. If the GIF decide that they want to come in and, take down the place, they have to get through a bunch of random villagers first.
Civilians. Oh God. You're right.
Question is whether or not they would hold qualm of actually.
You want me to go find out?
What? You guys call them up and say, "Hey, what are your feelings on killing innocent people?"
No, I'll just punch one and see what happens.
Don't.
Let's go to jail.
Don't think that'd be a good idea.
I think
We've
we
already
need
drawn
to
enough
lay
attention.
low.
Yes, exactly. What Hildy said. We've already drawn enough attention to ourselves.
Okay.
I think at the very least, if what we've done is here, if nightfalls are going to be happening, we're not going to be staying in any inn. That's what they want us to. They want us to be comfortable. At least where they're comfortable. I think the best way that we can actually go ahead and have some sort of any advantage is to go ahead and get out of town and just every morning come back in. Just make it clear that we are not comfortable staying in the town while these guys are hanging out and about. Even if the Grey Reapers don't agree with what we're doing, at the very least
Nuggets.
make it clear that
But what if they start being suspicious of us coming back all the time without a purpose? And
We
they
do have
stop
a
us.
puppet.
they
We
already
have one
know our
shot at
purpose.
this.
We're trying to find that sapphire. We're trying to make sure.
Then
that
why would we
justice is
leave?
done. Because obviously, if we go ahead and stay here, we're gonna get ourselves hunted.
Not
What's to
necessarily.
stop them from hunting us once we leave? They're gonna hunt us. They're gonna hunt us.
That is true.
Well, that's the point. We pull them out of the town. It means that they're out in the open area, and then we have our own advantage. They're not able to go ahead and disappear and hide wherever they damn well please in a place where they're comfortable.
I guess it's fair.
Who knows? There's not any entrances outside where they could just run in or have anybody stationed.
Yeah. At worst, we go ahead and meet up with our friend, the thief, and many of his friends. And even more so, him and the Grey Reaper Brotherhood coming into agreement that having to just end us before any other qualms have to come out.
Well, now we know what we're up against.
Is there any sewer grates wherever we are right now? Or a way to get in the sewer?
taking some time as you were looking around, you saw very, very few as you were passing through. There was maybe one or two in each of your respective areas.
Okay, so would they be more near the center of town or more near the edge?
For you guys who made your way south to explore the southern side of the town, which I believe was Velok, Aster, and Hildy, you guys would have seen that there was one pretty close to the docks. Additionally, there was one closer to the center of the city, or to the center of the town. For the rest of you, you would have seen one pretty close to the library, another one seemingly as well closer to the middle of town.
I want to figure out a way.
Do we want to try to go in the sewer and see if there's anything down there? Maybe an outlet?
We do that now, well...
There's one thing I'd want to try.
We're playing with fire either way, just being here.
Yeah.
What's your idea, Hildy?
Again, something doesn't feel right about how everything looks and how the other people haven't been able to break in yet. So maybe it's a trick. Maybe there's more to it than what we can see. And then I would detect. I would use some magic to see if I could figure out what they're hiding.
What are you casting, Hildy?
That would be detect magic.
Magic.
And I would want to walk around through the perimeters where the walls were looking shabby. Or the barriers were looking shabby and see if anything dinged.
Alright, so as you guys are walking and talking a bit, Hildy kind of pushes her senses out and begins looking at the surrounding area. Nothing comes up on your radar as you're passing through. Nothing gives off any sort of magical aura as you're making your way across.
Anything by the sewer gate?
Do you guys move around the sewer grates?
I would.
Okay, so you guys go ahead and push over to the sewer grates, and as you press your vision out, you can see that the sewer grates themselves, the trimming around it, seems to be giving off an aura of abjuration magic.
Uh-oh.
Block, you were on this. Block.
Oh.
You were right. There's something up. There's some weird sort of abjuration thing. And she's pointing at the grate.
Yeah.
For those of you magically inclined.
In the sewers.
Are we all together?
You guys are all together at this point.
Yes.
Can I make a perception check if we're being like...
Yeah, make a perception check.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Ravioli help me as well.
Okay. Go ahead.
23.
23. So you will notice that while you are not being followed, you are definitely being watched. You can see some of the Brotherhood that are robed in different colors. Some of them less armored than others seem to